My friend, wealth is not something you chase. It is something you allow. Abundance is not out there hiding from you. It is already within you, waiting to be unlocked. The challenge is not about the lack of opportunities, but about the lens through which you see the world. When you change your thoughts, you change your life. And when you shift your inner vibration, money and abundance flow like a river that has been freed from a dam. So let us walk together through the deeper truths of attracting abundance into your life. My friend, every great transformation begins with the mind. Before you can hold money in your hands, you must hold it in your thoughts. Before wealth fills your pockets, it must first fill your consciousness. The very first step toward attracting abundance is a shift in thinking, from scarcity to abundance. Most people unknowingly live inside a scarcity mindset. They wake up worrying about bills. They compare themselves to others and feel inadequate. They tell themselves stories like, there isn't enough for everyone, or I'm not the kind of person who can get rich. These thoughts become chains that lock abundance out of their lives. They believe the world is a place of lack, a place where you must struggle and compete just to survive. But let me remind you of a greater truth: lack is an illusion. Look at nature. Does the ocean ever say, I have no more waves to give? Does the tree ever whisper, I can't grow more leaves this year? Does the sun hold back its rays because it has already given enough? No. Nature is a constant, overflowing display of abundance. You are not separate from nature. You are an extension of it, which means abundance is your birthright. When you believe there is not enough, you close the door to prosperity. But when you begin to think in terms of abundance, the door swings open. This is not wishful thinking, it is alignment. The energy you radiate from your mind and heart determines what you attract into your life. Scarcity thinking radiates fear, and fear repels opportunities. Abundance thinking radiates trust, gratitude, and confidence, and these attract prosperity. So how do you make this shift? You begin by catching the thoughts of lack as they arise. When you find yourself saying, I can't afford this, change it to, how can I afford this? When you think there aren't enough opportunities, replace it with, opportunities are everywhere and I am open to receiving them. Your words are powerful. They are spells you cast into the world. Speak lack and you live in lack. Speak abundance and you invite abundance in. Another way to shift is through gratitude. Gratitude turns what you already have into enough, and enough is the seed of more. When you wake up each morning, instead of focusing on what is missing, focus on what is present. A roof over your head, food to eat, the breath in your lungs. These are rich as many would give anything to have. Gratitude lifts you into the frequency of abundance, and in that frequency, more comes naturally. Let me leave you with this. Scarcity says, there is never enough. Abundance says, there is always more. When you begin to see the world through the lens of abundance, you stop chasing money. Money begins to chase you. And that shift, just that one shift, can transform your entire financial destiny. Money, in its essence, is not paper, coins, or numbers glowing on a screen. It is energy. It is a form of exchange, a flow of value, a current that moves between people, businesses, and ideas. When you stop looking at money as something solid and limited, and instead view it as energy, everything changes. Think for a moment about electricity. You cannot hold it in your hands, but you can feel its power. You cannot see it directly, but you can see the light it creates when it flows. Money is the same. It is not the piece of paper in your wallet that matters. It is the flow of energy it represents. Too often, people treat money as if it were something scarce and rigid, something that must be clutched tightly for fear of losing it. But when you hold money with fear, you block its natural flow. Imagine a river. If you build a dam out of fear, the water stagnates, grows dirty, and breeds scarcity. But if you let the river flow freely, it nourishes everything it touches and always returns in abundance. Money is designed to move. It wants to circulate. That is why hoarding money out of fear doesn't make you rich. It makes you anxious. True wealth is about flow, not stagnation. The wealthiest people understand that money comes and goes, and that it's coming and going as part of a larger rhythm. They don't cling to it and they don't fear spending it. They allow it to move with intention. The way you treat money reflects how money will treat you. If you constantly fear losing it, you push it away. If you respect it, appreciate it, and use it wisely, it multiplies. Like any form of energy, money responds to attention and intention. When you put money toward growth, service, creativity, and generosity, you create a cycle where it expands. When you waste it on fear-driven impulses, it shrinks. So how do you honor money as energy? First, by shifting your language. Stop saying, money is hard to get. Instead, say, money flows easily to me when I align with service and creativity. Second, treat every dollar with respect. Whether it's 1 rupee or 1 million, handle it with care. Gratitude for small amounts opens the door for larger ones. Third, circulate money intentionally. Use it to improve your life, to invest in your growth, to uplift others. When you give with joy, money returns multiplied. Remember, money itself is neutral. It does not corrupt or heal. It simply magnifies. In the hands of someone fearful, it multiplies fear. In the hands of someone grateful, it multiplies blessings. See it not as a limited resource, but as a current of energy that you are free to direct. And when you do, you begin to attract more of it. Not by chasing, but by aligning with its natural flow. The universe does not deliver what you want. It delivers what you are. If your inner state is fear, anxiety, and lack, then the circumstances of your life will reflect that energy. But if your inner state is gratitude, joy, and faith, then abundance becomes your natural companion. Think of yourself as a magnet. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold sends out a frequency. That frequency draws to you people, opportunities and situations that match it. When you vibrate at low frequencies, fear of bills, resentment toward the wealthy, anger, your financial state, you attract more reasons to stay stuck. But when you vibrate at high frequencies, gratitude for what you have, excitement for what is coming, love for your potential, you attract wealth effortlessly. This is not magic, it is alignment. If you walk into a room with anger in your heart, people feel it and withdraw. If you enter with kindness and light, people open up. The same principle applies to money. It is drawn to energy that is open, grateful, and ready to receive. So how do you align your vibration with prosperity? Begin with gratitude. Gratitude is the highest currency of abundance. Every morning list 3 things you are grateful for, big or small. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance instantly. Next, use visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living in prosperity. Feel the emotions of financial freedom, generosity, and ease. The mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality, so it begins aligning with what you see. Another way is through language. Your words carry vibration. If you constantly say, "I'm broke," you reinforce scarcity. Instead, affirm, "I am open to receiving abundance. Money flows easily into my life." At first, it may feel untrue, but repetition reprograms your subconscious. Finally, surround yourself with prosperity-minded people. Energy is contagious. If you constantly spend time with those who complain about lack, you will absorb their vibration. But if you connect with those who dream bigger, who think in terms of possibility, your vibration naturally rises. Remember, prosperity is not something you chase, it is something you become. When your vibration is aligned with abundance, money cannot resist you. It flows to you like a river flows to the ocean. Money is not a goal, it is a byproduct. The people who attract the most wealth are not those who chase after money with desperation. They are the ones who dedicate themselves to service, who solve meaningful problems, who uplift others with their skills and creativity. Money follows service like a shadow follows light. Think of the wealthiest innovators, creators, and leaders. They did not wake up every morning asking, "How can I make more money?" Instead, they asked, "How can I add more value? How can I improve lives? How can I serve at the highest level?" And in doing so, money flowed to them in abundance. Chasing money leads to stress and emptiness because the focus is inward on what you can get. Serving leads to fulfillment and wealth because the focus is outward on what you can give. The universe responds more powerfully to giving than to grasping. Ask yourself, what unique gift do I carry that can improve someone's life? Maybe it is your creativity, your wisdom, your skill, your presence. When you share it generously, money naturally finds its way to you. Service expands your reach, trust, and multiplies opportunities. This does not mean you ignore money or undervalue your worth. It means you shift your motivation. Instead of working solely for a paycheck, work to create impact. Instead of measuring success only in income, measured in lives touched. Ironically, when you stop chasing money and start chasing service, money arrives in larger amounts than you ever imagined. So stop asking, "How can I get more?" and start asking, "How can I give more?" Service is the secret door to abundance. Wealth does not flow into a mind that rejects it. Many people unconsciously block money because they carry limiting beliefs. Maybe they grew up hearing phrases like, "Money is the root of evil," or "Rich people are greedy," or "We can't afford that." These messages sink deep into the subconscious, shaping how we see ourselves and what we allow ourselves to receive. If deep down you believe money is bad, you will sabotage your own financial success. If you believe you don't deserve wealth, you will unconsciously repel it. If you believe only the lucky or the dishonest become rich, you will never allow yourself to reach abundance. To attract money, you must remove these limiting beliefs. Begin by questioning them. Is money really evil? No, money is neutral. It simply magnifies who you already are. A kind person with money can build schools, feed the hungry, and create jobs. A fearful person with money can hoard and manipulate. The issue is not money, it is consciousness. Next, replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "I'll never be rich," affirm, "I am worthy of abundance." Instead of believing money corrupts, affirm, money expands my ability to do good. Write these affirmations down, repeat daily until they become natural. Finally, forgive yourself for past financial mistakes. Many people block abundance because they carry guilt or shame around money. But remember, every setback is a lesson, every failure is a stepping stone. Release the old story. Write a new one that says, I am learning, I am growing, and I am ready to receive wealth with open hands and an open heart. Your beliefs shape your reality. When you see yourself as unworthy, abundance hides. When you see yourself as deserving, abundance appears. Abundance does not arrive to those who sit back and wait. It comes to those who align their energy and then take bold, inspired action. Faith without action is wishful thinking. Action without faith is struggle. But faith combined with action creates miracles. Taking inspired action means listening to your intuition and moving forward even if the path is not fully clear. It means trusting that the next step will reveal itself once you take the first. Too many people wait until everything is perfect before they act. But abundance flows to momentum, not hesitation. Think of a seed. You can pray over it, visualize its growth, and affirm its potential. But unless you plant it in the soil, water it, and tend to it, it will never sprout. The same is true of your financial dreams. You must take real steps. Start the business, send the proposal, invest in your growth, share your gift. Taking action with faith also means releasing the need for instant results. The farmer does not dig up the seed the next morning to check if it is growing. He trusts the process. In the same way, when you take action, trust that abundance is unfolding even if you cannot see it yet. Inspired action is not forced, desperate, or feels aligned. It excites you, even if it scares you a little. It stretches you, but it also energizes you. That is how you know it is inspired. And when you combine that energy with steady steps, you become unstoppable. The universe rewards movement. Opportunities rarely come to those who wait passively. They come to those already in motion. So listen to your inner guidance, take the step, trust the process, and walk with faith. Abundance will meet you along the way. Abundance is not a chase, not a lottery, not a stroke of luck. It is a way of thinking, a way of being, a way of living. When you shift from scarcity to abundance thinking, when you see money as flowing energy, when you raise your vibration, when you serve rather than chase, when you release limiting beliefs, and when you act with faith, you align with the very laws of abundance. At that point, money is no longer the goal. It is the natural byproduct of who you are becoming. So don't ask, when will abundance come? Ask instead, how can I align myself to receive it? Because abundance is already here waiting for you. The question is, are you ready to open the door?